special Heathers edition of Ask an Islander. I'm Bonnie Stewart-Richland with Project Grad, and we are here with Allison Frost, our director of Heathers. And today we're going to chat with her about their show that opens next Tuesday on the 7th. You guys need to get tickets. Tickets for students are $8. Go to the website. It's really exciting. So thank you so much for sitting down with us.
You're welcome. Thanks for coming into our home that's a little under construction, but it will be finished by Tuesday.
Yeah. I heard you guys had your first dress rehearsal last night.
We did. We had our first dress rehearsal last night. We had 21 actors up here walking through my youth, or a part of my youth. The play takes place in 1989. So we've got big bushy side ponytails a la Paula Abdul. We've got colorful tights that everybody's color coordinated, and
I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty hilarious. It's pretty hilarious.
Well, I'm so excited about this. Heathers was one of my favorite movies growing up because I was all about Winona Ryder. So I'm just curious, why did y'all choose Heathers for this season, or what about it drew you to it, or?
Well, a couple of things, actually. Number one, it is one of the hottest musical theater properties happening right now across the United States and other stages beyond. It just recently closed at the New World Stage in New York at an off-Broadway theater. It opened in Los Angeles before that, and there is such a cult following over this particular production that it has a built-in audience already.
It does, yeah.
So when we're looking for musicals, I was looking for something that would capitalize or continue the success we had last year for Rent. Rent is this much beloved, it just celebrated its 25th anniversary, and there's just something really unique about having this rock sound in this theater space. And so I really wanted to find a rock musical, and one of the girls who's in the show, Tori Micheletti, was in my musical theater class last spring, and for her class project she busted out with Dead Girl Walking, Veronica's big solo number, and I was like, Tori, can I borrow your script? And so I read the script and listened to the whole track and really thought long and hard about it, because vocally it is a big belting show.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you know what, this will be so much fun to work on. Let's just go for it. So that's what we've done. And we announced it, and the students are excited, and the community's excited. Ticket sales are we're already over a quarter sold for Saturday night. So yeah. So even advanced ticket sales, everybody wants a piece of Heathers. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So, I kind of talked about that a little bit. Oh, tell me a little bit about the theater department, because I think that's something that's a little quiet on campus, and I really want to know about it.
Oh, you think we're quiet?
Well, I'm also new,
I don't think the people in the CA would think that.
It's something I'm learning about on campus, so I'd like to know about it.
Great,
Yeah.
great. We have about 150 to 175 majors and minors that come from all avenues of, or various areas of Texas, from Dallas and Austin and San Antonio and Houston. Anyway, a lot of them are not local students, but they come from all over. And we have 3 basic educational tracks. We have students that focus on acting, directing, students that focus on design tech, and then we have one of the most, if not the most successful teacher certification program.
Oh, wow.
And we raise a lot of students who are going to be and are already excellent theater teachers. We have a better than 100% teacher certification placement.
That's fantastic.
So we've managed to place students as teachers that weren't even going through the teacher certification program. So if our students are looking for jobs, the high schools across the state of Texas know that we have a great program here, and our students leave really prepared. And doing a show like Heathers is part of that success. There is no experience like doing a full-on musical.
I bet.
Yeah.
The work involved.
Yeah. It usually has big scenery, multiple locations, so your scenic crews are working really hard. You've got a whole other avenue of how to do sound, and we've got every actor in the show is wearing microphones, and we've got amplified band who's going to be backstage, 9 million costume pieces, hair, makeup.
The hair is very important.
It was in the 80s.
It is
that's for
so
sure.
important. I'm excited about this detail.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyway, it's an amazing experience for our students to try to figure out how to put this big machine and keep all the cogs going. And I have an assistant director for the show who approached me last fall and said, I'm going to be a high school teacher and I've never directed a musical before. Could I be your assistant so I can learn from the process?
Yeah.
So it's been great, and he's been great. I've given him a lot of the traffic patterns of organizing students crossing through the high school and through the hallways and things like that. So
What a great opportunity.
oh yeah, it's been
For
awesome.
for everybody involved too.
Yeah.
On such a big scale.
Yeah,
So neat.
and between this show and the show that's also in rehearsal across the hall in the Wilson Theater, Cloud 9, most every single student in our department has been an integral artistic component to the creation of either one of these two shows. So nobody sits home and eats bonbons and chills out,
Yeah.
which is why I laugh when you said you're quiet, because I think we're always so loud. There's always drills and rehearsals and fight scenes and whatnot, which is another thing I should also add. This production of Heathers does have faculty designed components. Our set design is designed by our resident scene designer, Kevin Leffler, who's a professor here, but our lights have been designed by one of our senior students, and our fight scenes were choreographed by a student who received her certification in our fight combat classes that we teach her every January.
That's so fun.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
So our costumes were designed by Rosa Lazara, but she had a lot of student assistants helping with the selection and the process, and so a lot of really good mentoring,
Yeah.
so that our students get a lot of really good hands-on experience.
So many great opportunities.
Yeah.
I'd love to design costumes. That'd be so fun.
Yeah.
Totally into it. So I have a question about how close to the movie is the musical? And when I ask this, I'm curious because there are some parts in the movie that I'm curious how you translate to the stage. Certain quotes, certain...
Oh, those quotes are all there.
I
When
love
you do
it.
something gently with a chainsaw.
We're doing that. I love it.
I kind of edited that for people in TV land. Did you have a brain tumor for breakfast? There's some great lines that they all make an appearance, and a couple of them maybe even amplified a little bit, like hello, hello.
Remember this?
Remember this? Exactly. What's your damage? How very? There's a scene in the film that and this is it is one of the challenges when the movie is its own thing and the musical is its own thing, and they're really not the same. The movie came out 10 years before the tragedy at Columbine.
Yeah.
And I think Columbine provided a massive awakening about certainly bullying, guns on campus. I could go into lots of it. I don't really need to. But the people that wrote the musical have infused in the musical what I would call millennial awareness. The original movie didn't care anything about making a political statement about bullying.
Yeah.
No, the guy wrote the screenplay when he was 24, and he was trying to just write something that would shock and be,
Yeah.
a little out there. But the musical has done a little bit different, and so there is an unwritten but a lovely emphasis that teen suicide is not a good choice.
Yeah.
And becoming, one of the lines in the movie and in the musical is one of the characters says, suicide is a private thing. And Veronica says, being a statistic on the front page of USA Today is the least private thing I can think of.
Yeah.
So it does give a little bit of perspective that we should be aware that bullying is bad, and I think that's the ultimate message.
Yeah.
High school is temporary.
And it's awful for
Everyone.
It's horrible for everyone.
Yeah.
And you can absolutely get through it. And college is
so
amazing
nice.
and fun.
Exactly.
And there's so many cool people. And yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
and that really hits home. So we bully each other a lot on stage in the course of the story. We call each other bad names. We do mean things to people. It's all from the film. It's written into the play. But by the time we get to the end of the play, we do have this idea that we really are, if we would accept each other for who we are,
Yeah.
we are all beautiful.
Yeah.
And truly, if we can survive high school, we can survive anything. And there is life after high school. And that's really been a wonderful bonding experience between me and my cast, because I graduated quite a few years before they did, and our similarities are all the same.
Absolutely.
So you can come in to see Heathers. You may never have heard the music. You may never have seen the film. You will recognize your youth.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you went to high school in the 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or now.
Everybody had mean girls in school. Everybody knew the bad guy. Like it's. I think it just translates really well.
Yeah.
And I love that they've kind of updated it with kind of a little bit of a maturity
There
level
is,
to
yeah.
like kind of match the time that we're going through right now.
Yeah.
You know, I remember watching Mean Girls and thinking this is kind of like a Heathers-ish for like the current time. And I love that this story. Well, I like that the story can be translated over the years. You can get through high school. It's going to be okay.
And I bet in the next 10 years we're doing Mean Girls, the musical, because it's headed to Broadway soon.
Y'all stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
On Wednesdays we wear pink.
We will all wear pink. Everybody will wear pink. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. I'm so excited. I love it. So, I kind of talked about that a little bit. So, tell me about other shows for the season. Kind of wrapping up a little bit.
Yeah. Well, right now we have another one of our professors, Dr. Terry Lewis, is directing an amazing play by Carol Churchill called Cloud 9. If I were to tell you one of the most impressive, life-changing experiences I've ever had inside a theatrical space was sitting through that play when I saw it at the Alley Theater not long after it first came out.
Wow.
It was life-changing, so I'm thrilled that that's on our docket for the spring. And that will be April 18th through the 23rd.
Okay. And we'll put these promotionals up on our Facebook page as well, so you guys can always come back and check out what's going on in the theater department, okay?
Yeah. And we are really, really excited about this new project that we started just this semester. We solicited applications from many of our students for what we call the SEED project. And it was an idea that they had, and they submitted a proposal of a play that they wanted to, or a project that they wanted to see produced. And so our department is funding a student-created theatrical piece. And our very first SEED project is a play called Smokefall by Noah Hadel. And it's being directed by Morgan Urbanowski. And it will be in this space March 31st and April 1st. It will have 2 performances. And so we're thrilled about that. So that's in rehearsal right now.
So that's completely student-run show.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's fantastic. How
Student
cool.
designed, student directed, student acted, everything, and funded. So it's not just, here's your,
Good luck.
go and do, but really it's being supported. And
so
they're
neat.
having design meetings and production meetings and going through the whole routine of what we might do if we were doing a main stage production. So.
There are so many wonderful opportunities through this department. Like, I'm really impressed.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like students are getting, like, all kinds of views into the theater world, and I love it. It's amazing.
And we also are considered the Department of Theater and Dance.
Oh, I'm
and
sorry. My mistake.
No mistake. No mistake. It's a brilliant thing. And our dance professor, Jalissa Cotton, is the choreographer for Heathers.
Cool.
And while she's busy trying to choreograph that, she's also in her classes and with the other dance professors that are that teach in the dance department. They will have a dance demo in the PAC on April 26th. So that's in rehearsal. And then our last big project of the semester, we have 20 students in the Directing 2 class who will each be directing a 40-minute play that will feature actors from the Acting 2 class. And so we will have 20 40-minute plays in the Wilson Theater from May 3rd through May 6th, right before finals. So it's nonstop action around here.
So you could go to any of those shows and catch different...
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And they couldn't
Fun.
be more different. There's dramas, there's comedies,
Yeah.
there's some classical type pieces, even a fairly new play based on a well-beloved juvenile youth novel for youth that has been adapted into a stage play. So
People are so creative. I
yeah,
love it.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, really
We
good
are
stuff. And
super
the
excited.
Acting 2 students are auditioning this afternoon at 2 o'clock to get cast. So those directors will be auditioning the actors this afternoon. So by
So
this,
it begins.
a week from today, they will all know what play they've been cast in. So,
Gosh.
nonstop.
I love it. You guys are so busy. I love it.
Yes.
Well, I don't
Can
know.
you see the bags?
We have coffee like under the table.
Starbucks makes a lot of money for me.
Yeah, we appreciate them so much. So much.
Exactly.
Cool, wonderful. Thank you so much for sitting down with me.
Well, you're
I
welcome.
appreciate it. I'm so excited you guys have to come. It opens next Tuesday, March the 7th at 7:30. Tickets for students are $8. I think
Actually, with your $100 ID, they're $5.50. So for TAMU-CC students, $5.50 cash. And the box office will be open all next week from 12 to 2. And you can buy tickets at the door. You can buy tickets online. You can't buy $100 tickets online, but other than that, yeah. And we have 5 performances, Tuesday through Saturday, every night at 7:30.
Y'all come out. It'll be so fun. Thank y'all so much for tuning in today. We will be back, excuse me, I do need some coffee, on Friday the 31st with CASA. We're going to talk about preparing for finals and studying and getting your sleep and getting your caffeine and all that jazz. Thanks again, everyone.
Bye.